If you saw my last video, you already know that shortcuts can up your editing game. If you didn't see it, I'll link it up on the video. So here's 5 more shortcuts to save you time and make your editing workflow even smoother. Instead of manually zooming out of your timeline when you've zoomed in too much or you've done some fine work, you can select Shift and Z and your entire timeline snaps back into view. This is especially useful when you quickly want to do some stuff and snap it back and navigate. This saves a ton of time. I know it's a very small, subtle shortcut, but I use this constantly. So talking about zooming in and out, instead of using the slider in the editing window to zoom in and out, you can just hold in Alt and use the mouse scroll button to quickly zoom in and out. This is also a very small, subtle shortcut. I use this constantly along with the previous shortcut I just talked about, and these two shortcuts is the fundamental shortcuts that makes my editing workflow so much faster. Let's say you've done some speed ramps and you want to adjust the curves and fine-tune the speed ramps a little bit. The manual way is to right-click on the clip and open Retime Curve. This takes 3 extra clicks, but what if I told you there's a shortcut? Instead of doing that, select Shift and C and it opens the curve editor instantly for you. But I made it even easier for myself. I also customized the retime curve so that it instantly opens up the curve editor showing the retime curve for me. To do that, you can go to keyboard customization and search for retime. You'll see under retime curve that there's no shortcut key for that. I just use C, as C is available on my keyboard. You can use any key that you want. It instantly opens up the retime curve instead of having to go down a drop-down menu and selecting the retime speed. This makes it much easier and much faster. All these little adjustments, extra clicks, takes up so much time in the long run when you're doing, especially when you're doing big edits. All the shortcuts saves you a lot of time in the long run. So your edit's almost done, but you have a couple of clips that need to be swapped around. Instead of dragging them all over the place and messing up your timeline, there is a shortcut for this, but it's a pretty long shortcut. I think it's Control Shift and left arrow to swap them to the left and Control Shift right arrow. It's pretty hard to remember, especially when you want to move fast in your edit. To make it even easier for myself, I customized this to comma and point. You can do that by opening the keyboard customization window and search for swap. Yeah, swap clips towards left and swap clips towards right. You can customize that however you want. It's just easier for me because I can see the arrows on my keyboard. Instead of holding down 3 buttons, I just press 1 button. Let's say your edit is locked in, but you've got some gaps in your timeline. So you need to fill them up with some footage without dragging anything around, otherwise you mess up your flow or the beats or the syncing or anything like that. You can use this shortcut to fill up the gaps. If you hit E on your keyboard, it will automatically extend the clip to the position of the playhead. But make sure that the edges of the clips are highlighted as green. That means that there is clip left to extend. But if it's red, that means that that's the end of that current clip and it won't be able to extend. That's it, 5 more shortcuts to help you edit much faster and work much smarter. So customize these, make them your own, and see how much time you save in the long run. Drop in the comments what's your favorite shortcut, what's the shortcut that you use 90% of the time. I love to hear them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.